Linda Bay Johnson says, social media is less about the product and more about the person. Yes, Craig Chamberlain, quote of the week, build trust, followers, and relationships. Trust and loyalty is the new currency. Once you build the relationships, then you can ask for the sale. And that's what's happening. And it has everything to do with, it's a cultural shift. And I love social media culture, and Chad does too. I know he does if he's still watching the show. Social informatics was one of my favorite classes. Me and Chad actually pursued the exact same degree. We chose informatics. I chose cognitive business. I don't know if you chose cognitive business or not, Chad. But there's been a sociological shift in users and how they're making their purchases online. And this shift has a lot to do with the oversaturation of corporate branding. Like, our entire generation was raised with corporate branding. And so we've grown to distrust pretty much anything with a corporate brand or corporate label on it. As a result, the culture's kind of shift to this more personal approach, this more trusting approach. And that's why you see companies like Apple and Starbucks being so successful, because they created a culture rather than a brand. So they were ahead of the curve on this. Social media takes it a whole step further by creating a brand based on a person. And so you can build that trust and relationship in that culture around yourself. And that's never existed before in this whole social media aspect of it. And what you want to do is you want to create a culture around your product or service. And that culture is you. You are the product or service. It's no longer what you sell, it's who you are, and it's how they can relate to you that makes them interested in your product. And it works. I've seen it work on a bunch of people, for a bunch of people. Just check out David Amerland. He's all over Google+, does Hangouts all the time. And he's pushing his book, Google Semantic Search, which I have down here on my floor. And it's because of those relationships that everybody buys it. And it's a great book, too, of course. But it's that trust thing. Once you've talked to a guy and seen him in person, it really builds it. Good stuff.